Bonnie Clyde, bounty hunters, get your rep up. Wanted shots fired in the man, and I could never work for another, Gotta put my foot down, raise up for a brother. So ambitious, unrealistic bullshit. Uninhibited, unlimited, we survived. They gassed up, and I bought that fire. Back to earth, get it in.
What up?
What's up, y'all?
Hey, what up, world?
It's episode 6. We just got done talking right now. We're talking like right before we started, and just kind of catching up with each other. And he was asking me like what I wrote, like how much I wrote today, and so we kind of got into my cousin like showing up at he was messaging me yesterday, and he was just like sending me pictures because he's been talking about mountain biking for a while because he got the itch when I took him out one time. I think it was in December, and he rode my Norco, and that was the one time. And I probably like did too many miles with him at that time, but I just felt like he was at the physical level to like handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like I know he's like when he was a kid he used to ride bikes and stuff like that, and like I know he just kind of he works out and stuff, so you know what I mean. I wasn't like too concerned about it.
Yeah.
And then I told him beforehand like, hey, just anything you're not comfortable with, we don't mind slowing down. You know, like if there's any hills, like dude, we're not gonna knock you or nothing. Like talk shit to you or whatever. Especially you're just starting out. Of like, you know what I mean, like
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you walk at your pace, you know. If something doesn't look comfortable to you, then like get off the bike, walk around it, and then keep going. Just be mindful of other bikers coming by if you're kind of stopping, especially if it's a fast trail or like a downhill part. You want to get out of the way like as quick as you can. So if you're gonna walk it, that's fine. Just kind of like look back or get off the trail, look, and then proceed to do whatever you're gonna do.
Make sure you check your 6.
Yeah, make sure you're 6, 7, 8s, 12s, everything.
14s.
14s, 13s. Yeah, it was like 360. But so he got the itch then, and we've been talking back and forth about it. We're kind of like I was shooting him bikes on Facebook, just kind of, but at the same time, it's a big purchase. So he was kind of like, well, I really don't know. I don't want to buy one, and I'm not going to use it. So, I mean, he did a lot smarter than I did. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean?
In what way?
Well, he actually like took his time. He, in the sense of like, everyone has a budget and stuff. You know what I mean? And like I mean, we have a budget as well, but at the same time, it's like when like he was looking or whatever, like we are kind of kicking back and forth, And you think about it, like I think about the old mind, like not the old mindset, but like the way I used to think in the sense like, how much are you gonna pay for a bike? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now though, it's like what you're paying for is how you're gonna ride and the durability of it. So.
Right. But either way, like so, we're shooting pictures back and forth with each other, like over the course of time, and then yesterday, he just sent me a picture out of the blue. He's like, "Hey man, what do you think about this one?" And it was like a Schwinn something, and it was a nice bike. Schwinn makes a good bike, and it was a couple $100, like 2.5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So like especially like I remember when my friend Daniel visited me from when we were stationed in Germany. When he showed up and he was just like, yeah, man, I brought my bike, because he mountain biked and I didn't at the time. Mm-hmm. So I didn't understand it from that perspective, but he was just like, I paid like $7,000 for my mountain bike. I was like, holy shit, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even now, that's a lot of money. But I remember like just thinking about it because I was like, how can you pay that much on a bike? You know what I mean? Because I didn't understand it the way I understand it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. So he messaged me and we're going back and forth. I remember the day before he actually was messaging me the day before with like pictures, and I was going to Madrone, which is Canyon Lake.
Mm-hmm.
That ride. Whew.
You said you ate a little bit of dirt the other day, didn't you?
I did. I did. I went.
Yeah. Hey,
I, yeah. So to take it back to was it episode 4 or 3? We were talking
yeah.
about pads,
Proper protective equipment. Yeah.
proper protective equipment, and yeah, I didn't wear like I didn't actually wear my elbow pads, and I was off that day. I didn't really sleep well that night or whatever, and then yeah, man. So I met Jonathan from the Dirt Therapy Project, president.
Yeah.
I met with him for a ride, and it was like at 7 in the morning at McAllister here in San Antonio, and so I with him, and I just left my pads. I had them, but I just left them in the truck just because I was just like off, and then I was just, I guess, lazy. No excuses, you know what I mean? I left them
Yeah.
in the truck, and I paid for it, dude. It was a simple spill, but we were doing some kind of like techie, um, like rocky kind of like navigating through, but there
Uh-huh.
was a bunch of like a bunch of leaves, but like here they're like, what do they call it? Uh, Brown oil or brown slick or because
Piranha
it
oil. I've never heard of that. Piranha oil.
piranha oil. Sex Panther. 60% of the time it works the other
Seagull
time.
semen. Seagull semen.
Ugh. They probably sell that somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
probably good face cream or something.
yeah, it's good for your hair and your teeth, and people buying it. Oh man. So Monday or Tuesday, and then I went to Madrone on Friday. I met with another veteran, um, and I've never done Madrone before, and so I met him there. It was at 3 in the afternoon, which was probably a bad idea because it was like the hottest part of the day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wanted to go, and it's right by the lake, so I wanted to go just for that reason. I was like, man, just the view, and I was gonna jump in after, but it was already getting too late, and I didn't want to go in there. And I was like, man, I don't know. There's some type of something bacteria or whatever, flesh-eating bacteria that's usually down
More than
here.
likely, quite
And
possibly.
this happened, so I was like, man, I'm gonna go in there. And next, like episode 10, I'm like falling apart, like
you
ah.
got you got an extra growth growing out the side of your neck or something.
Yeah.
But hey, you had a good ride and a
Hey, but
swim.
it was a good ride. Yeah. But
Yeah.
going back to so he was sending me pictures on the way over there, and then I called. I went when I was at the light. I went to the website, and I actually put over at one point, and I was like looking like for deals for him. You know what I mean? And so I
Hmm.
went to Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever because they usually have like good deals on mountain bikes or whatever. But what I'm finding, dude, is when I called them, they were like, we're running out of mountain bikes. Like we're running out of bikes. So
I've
I was
heard
like,
that. I've heard that
yeah,
from a lot of people trying to get bikes. They can't find them nowhere. Everybody's buying them.
yeah, dude. So that's crazy. I mean, it kind of. I mean, it's not Christmas or nothing, you know. So people are buying them for a different reason.
Yeah, trying to
Um,
find something else to do, other activities, because
yeah,
because of this situation that we're going through with this pandemic. It's a great way to exercise, man. I love it. Like it's almost heavily trafficked over here. It's like it's too much traffic sometime on the trails when I go
right.
ride on the streets. Yeah, so
Yeah, you gotta have those. Like, that's the way it was here too because of the quarantine. But like the places that were still open were the local parks. You know, as long as people kept their physical distancing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, um, yeah. So, like, I would stay away from there on the weekends, especially when everybody was on lockdown, because
Hmm.
on the weekends it was like packed, like crazy packed. Like people were hiking and walking, which is awesome. You know,
Yep.
especially like here. I mean, for a good amount of the city, it's just that's just not like the way of life. You know what I mean? It's just not
Hmm.
a part of our culture. But In a good way, man. It's good to see like families out and riding, together, and all the family together walking. It's like reminiscent of Germany because that's what they used to do like every weekend. Like
Yeah.
they didn't watch much. I mean, they watched TV, but most of the families in the villages and stuff they would take a basket and go out on picnics and stuff. Like they did that then. Like when I was there, I was like, damn, that's badass. And that's kind of what got us kind of outside little by little, little by little, hanging out with
Hmm.
Europeans and stuff. Just different mindset, different way of life.
Absolutely. And I picked that up when I lived in Spain. Like you could just sit outside and somebody could bring a little grill or something. You be sitting in the middle of the street just having a good old time drinking beers.
Yeah, man. It's just
Yeah.
like it was cool, man. Like I enjoyed it. So that's kind of like what started getting me outside. And then I've talked about Germany, riding there and with my friends, and kind of my experiences with that. But to bring it back to my cousin, I don't know, man, we're going down all these paths,
A lot of
but
rabbit
hey,
holes.
a lot of rabbit holes, but we'll get there. Um, but he was messaging me, and I was calling Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was talking to them, and because when I went online, it said there was some kind of flash sale, and it was like click here for the flash sale. I was like, damn, maybe the bikes are, he can get a good deal because they have some GTs over there, and they have some Nikishi. I don't know who makes Nikishi, like the parent company, but
Hmm.
I mean they were solid bikes. You know what I mean? It was good frame because that's pretty much what you're buying. Like the majority of the money's in the frame.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I mean the components, like the higher up in bikes you go, I mean the frames get better, but then the components get better as well. They're like lighter and like more ergonomically sound. It's like faster shifting and stuff like that. I mean it you can like tailor it to, I mean, almost just damn near to a personal preference. You know what I mean? But
Customize it, yeah. I mean, 'cause that's what
yeah,
you do. Because that's what you just did with your forks. You do forks, right? You customize it a little bit more, and
yeah. So I recently, for those of you guys that follow me on my Instagram page or anywhere, not anywhere, but you know what I mean, like where I do whatever. But so I was it Instagram Crash Fitty, and then Facebook Crash Fitty MTB. And yeah, I think that's it. But I've been posting pictures of me. I purchased Olin's fork. Olin's or Uhlens is a German company, um, and they specialize in forks. You know what I mean? And
hmm
they do a lot of motocross and a lot of like extreme like downhill stuff. You know what I mean? Like so that's what they're known for, like their motocross and like their downhill sports or what have you. So it's like relative, like in my experience and my understanding of it, it's a pretty big upgrade.
hmm
Not to say that because my prior fork, it was a rock 2016, I believe, rock shock pike. And but I have another plan for that. I'm gonna put that on my Norco, and I want to make it like a dirt jump bike. Kind of high. You know what I mean? Because you can
hmm
pretty much, and that's kind of what I want to make it. I want to make it a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit lighter, and then just kind of like have it for. I don't know if I'm gonna go like single speed on it or what, but I don't know.
use it more just for jumps as opposed to just like trails or like.
Yeah, so I would use it for like trail riding as well. It would be like a aggressive hardtail, I guess, because the fork, I'm gonna take it right now. It's at 160. I'm gonna take it down to 140 of travel. So the fork, here's your bars coming. I know you could tell. Or for you guys listening, I mean, the fork is just, I mean, it's a front suspension, for the bike. It's That's all it is. It's two shocks or yeah, two shocks on either side, and it just you can make it progressive in the sense of like the more firm it is when you're riding, you can feel it like a lot of more of the bumps
Hmm.
or like the subtleties of it depending on the fork. But or you can make it like really like comfortable, like soft, so it's kind of like you know what I mean. You don't want it like
Yeah,
too like plush is what they call it, but you want it like a good amount. I mean, depending on your riding style or the way
yeah.
your preference.
I've never
But
have ridden a mountain bike. It's just all street bikes. Because I've never felt the shocks different. It's just
right,
all that for me. That's all I
yeah.
get.
So the shock that I have on my Norco right now is a RockShox Recon. It's a lower end fork from RockShox, but it's still an air fork. And
Hmm.
I want to like you know we're talking about possibly like getting like a frame or whatever, and then bring it down here, and we'll try to like Frankenstein it together or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, like to make a like like not so much of a rigid bike, that you're taking on the trails, because right now it's you're gonna be your damn fillings are gonna like come out of your teeth probably. I mean, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but where was I going with that?
Another rabbit hole.
Yeah, there you go. Damn rabbit
Yep.
holes. You're
Yep.
like,
They're everywhere.
yeah, it's like that. That game you used to play, or you
The
hit the
sock
gophers.
'em boppers. Sock 'em boppers. Is that what it
Yeah,
was called? Sock 'em
I don't know,
boppers.
but oh no, there was one like, well, it was at local place here. It was, like it's a local chain, Peter Piper's Pizza,
Hmm.
um, and they they had a game. Well, it was like alligators though that would come
I
out.
seen that one. Yeah, I seen that one before
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I think
So,
they still got it at like places like Chuck E. Cheese. I think they
oh,
still
do
got it.
they?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in a long time. I think I've been there like once, and it just smells like feet in there.
Yeah, as a kid, you really didn't pay attention to those smells, but as an
No.
adult, as an adult, you're like, what is that?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
walk in there like, it's just kind of something's off in here.
yeah. I
And
haven't
it's kind
been.
of it's kind of creepy too, like with the rat and like the big old rat and like
Hey,
it,
it worked. It worked for for
yeah,
a
it did
long,
work.
long time.
Yeah, but isn't
Yeah,
I guess as a kid it's like cool, but like from this perspective now, it's like
it's kind of
that's kind
creepy.
of yeah, it's kind of creepy, and like I think one of like rats has like red eyes or something. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
making that up. I don't know.
but they had like a band though. It was like a part of the band. I remember that, and they used to perform while you ate. I do remember that.
They used to perform while you ate.
Yeah, it was like they were part of a band. I remember that. I don't know if they were really
Oh
playing
yeah,
instruments, but they were up there on stage and holding instruments. I remember that.
yeah, but it was like all Robotron. It was like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Seemed cool at the time, but not now. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. For you guys that can't see the video and just listening, we're just kind of mimicking these, anime, like, I don't know about anime, but like, characters just kind of like robots,
Yeah,
like a
like you would see it
visual.
in a, I don't know, maybe a carnival. Now you wouldn't even see those at a carnival. Like maybe like at a haunted house, but I don't know. Like those things are kind of creepy. Where else would they
Yeah.
be? I don't know.
It has to be specialized. Like, they're probably a factory somewhere. It's kind of like we specialize in, like, I don't know, like entertainment or kid stuff, like machines or whatever.
Yeah,
You know, and
figurines that dance or something. I don't know.
yeah, I don't think you can just order like that freaking random band, like, on Amazon or something. Shit,
Maybe
maybe, I don't
maybe
know.
maybe eBay, not Amazon.
Yeah, maybe eBay, maybe Craigslist, but that might take you a rabbit hole you don't want to be down.
Yeah, no.
Mirror for the band? Like, oh, that's the code word. What? No, Chuck E.
we got your
Cheese.
we got your band here. Yeah, man.
You almost made me spit on my drink. But so, oh yeah, I don't even know how we went down there. But going back to my cousin, so he showed up at the house. His wife didn't know he bought the bikes and stuff, and I was like, man, I hope it's a good surprise. you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I was joking. His wife's cool. Like, like she was out there this morning. So he was here at the house, and like we put it up in the stand. We checked it real quick, and I'm glad we did, because we were. And as I was going along, I remember watching a video. I don't know, it says bike hacks, but he bought like a department store bike. That's what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
department store bike. And I don't know if it was just to see if he could break it, like on a trail. It's like, will it, like pretty much the video was like, are these bikes like trail worthy? You know what I mean? Like, or will they kill you? It was, I mean, they're
Mm-hmm.
good videos, like to understand, like, oh, okay, like to just give it perspective. It's like as far as like the durability of some of them. But my cousin did a pretty good job picking it out. It had like a front, like a fork. I mean, it's like a spring fork,
Mm-hmm.
so you know, it's
The
gonna absorb some of the
hardtail or
blows.
soft tails?
It's a hardtail. It's a
Hardtail.
hardtail.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe the brand was like Ozone or something. But like he was like we're both excited, so we put up in the stand, we checked it, and we replaced because I had some extra bars from my Norco that I had, because his bars are like this. If
Yeah.
y'all, they were like I don't know, like shit, 600 millimeters across maybe. Trying to get people with a visual that people are listening, and he was like, "Dude, I feel like a T Rex on there."
Yeah,
Like,
that would be
what's
weird to have them that close.
yeah. So we put wider bars on there to make it a little bit more comfortable for him. We put like, I don't know, like 780 or something on there for him,
Mm-hmm.
which is still a little wide, but I mean, he's in a better, like, he's a pretty, like, solid dude, pretty wide. So he that it's a little bit more comfortable. So you're not like all in here, trying to do like little T-Rex push-ups.
Yeah. Not a good look. Not a good feel. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, so we swapped out the handlebars. We put on a new stem. I mean, it wasn't like a great stem, but it was an upgrade and more durable, like for anything he's gonna try to do within like his skill level right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we put new handlebars on, new grips on, some grips I had kind of just laying around, some ergon, like purple ergon grips. Um, he likes purple because of the Hulk. You know, he's a huge
Okay.
Hulk. He's a huge Hulk fan. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So, like, anyways, I put the grips on, and then I had some pedals. They're like Mizerth pedals. You can buy them on Amazon. Hey, Amazon! Shout out to Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
So, yeah, so they were like purple and black, and I bought them on Amazon for like $20 or something, and they're like, yeah, there's a good solid pedal. They held up to a lot of what I threw at them, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like a good looking pedal. I mean, they're pretty heavy, but I mean, it held up to a lot. I stopped using them because my feet were starting to slip off, and then I tried to file because you can file there's a like to make them more uh,
Grip worthy. Add more
grip
grip and
worthy.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
could take a file to the pins, and you can like make them real flat so it can grab on the bottom of your shoe better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing like RCs right now. I think they're Ride Concepts that I got, and yeah, so yeah, like Jonathan gave them to me. That's right. I was like, damn. Yeah, so lost my train of thought. Yeah, Jonathan gave them to me. He actually they're the ones he was wearing when he broke his ankle. When
Oh
we were,
wow.
yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, actually, I did realize that because when I got one of them, it didn't have a lace, so they cut them off.
They
Like
had
they
to
cut
cut the
off
shoes off of them.
not the shoes, but they cut the laces off.
Laces. Yeah.
Yeah, on one of the shoes. So yeah, I got those from, and I like them, man. They're like 3/4 top, I guess. So there's a little ankle support, and they're
Mm-hmm.
pretty firm. So I was like, damn, I can see how he broke his ankle in these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I think that's like similar like steel toes. It's like they would prefer you to just like clean break it as opposed to like mushing it and smashing it, I guess.
yeah,
And like
but
mangling it.
yeah. So I wear my shoes like I wear them not real tight, but I like a good snug fit. You know what I mean? Because my last shoes I had were 510 impacts.
Mm-hmm.
And I got those from a guy I'm good friends with now, like Santiago. Shout out to Santiago. You
What
can
up,
follow him at,
Santiago?
yeah, you can follow him at Grumpy MTBR on Instagram. He's got some cool videos on of like riding local trails and stuff. Good quality videos, so shout out to him. But I had met him at a like at some store or whatever in the parking lot. It's those weird exchanges. Like at the time it was weird because I really didn't know him, and
Mm-hmm.
I had just started writing, so it's kind of like you see it on Facebook. I think I met him like once or like before, but it was no, maybe I rode with him once. So I don't recall, but either way, like I met him in the parking lot, and it was like a quick exchange. You know what I mean? And he was cool or whatever at the time too. But we
Mm-hmm.
just like it's just kind of weird. Like anytime you buy anything in the parking lot, it just feels weird. You know what I mean? Because you don't know who the person is.
Makes you feel kind of dirty, huh?
Yeah, it does. Makes you feel dirty.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, hey man, you got the stuff,
Yeah, you
Man,
got it. You got the
you
money.
got it. You got the shoes. That's what I was buying. I was buying a 510 Impact shoes, and
Uh-huh.
they were running a little tight on his feet. So when I first got them, they were a little like tight on mine, but they kind of like weren't after a while, and I kind of like loosened the laces too on those. So I kind of ran them the same way, and those are really good. I still have those. Those are and I like, but I started writing the ride concepts because one time, I don't know, it was when I was trying to do stuff on Instagram with the live streaming thing or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
I was coming off like a really shitty week, and um, just stuff or whatever. But I went out for a ride. It was just after a good rainstorm. I went out for a ride, and like one of the parts in this one of the so the trails here, Leon Creek Greenway trails. If you're on the south side, is what they call it, so towards Bandera, like before you cross Bandera, for those of you locals that may be listening, um, that part like filled up with water. Like it was because that's what it is. Most of our trail systems are like in a creek bed, so it's in
Mm-hmm.
the flood zone. So when we have a good rains, which we do here in Texas, that floods, and you can't ride for a while. But that day I went out. It had been dry for a few days or whatever. So I went out, me and Lotus, and I was like, I was just like live streaming something, and I was like, I'm gonna jump in this damn like I'm gonna jump off and then into the water because I had my hardtail.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like worry like if you get it submerged, that the
The shocks might mess up or something, or
yeah, like the water will get into the seals and like bad stuff happens, I guess.
mm-hmm.
But so, anywho, I still did had my hardtail, and I just like live streamed it or whatever, and then I went in the water, and it felt good, and the water was cold as hell. But that doesn't make any damn sense, does it?
What?
What's
The water was cold.
no? It said cold as hell.
Cold as hell. Yeah,
It's cold as hell.
yeah.
That don't make
Cold as
sense.
hell.
Yeah. Anyways,
I didn't. I don't think I seen that video. Did you post that?
yeah, I post. Well, it was on my story or something. I stopped doing stories for a little bit. I don't know, just because I don't know. I just forget to do the story. I forget it's there, I guess.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty much all
anyways,
I do is stories. That would be fun. I've ridden bicycles into a swimming pool. Is that kind of similar?
that's badass. I would love to do that.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I know at Spider Mountain here in Burnett, Texas. That's the downhill park. Pretty much, that's what it is, and it's the first share pinche accent. The chair has a chair access or a ski lift. You put your bikes on, and it takes you up, and you just ride downhill, and then it takes you up. Like you go to the bottom, and then you put your
Hmm.
bikes on, get it back in line, and then you go to the top, and then you just do that all day. So you get to
That sounds like
rest.
that'd be pretty fun. You can rest
Yeah,
rest on the way up.
rest on the way up, just talk, bullshit, whatever, and then you get off, get on your bike, and then when you're ready, you go. You
That
know what I
sounds pretty
mean?
fun.
Yeah, you pick which trail they have. They have all like they're making it pretty family friendly. Whether you have advanced. Well, yeah, in the sense of you have all skill levels of trails there. So they have like fast roady, trails for the kid, like just for anybody just learning a mountain bike, and it's just
Hmm.
like fast, flowy, no real technical stuff, like green trails, and then all the way up to black or double black. And I've done some of the blacks. I wasn't the last time we went. We got like winded out. Is that a thing? Winded out?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. Yesterday, I saw police officers pulling motorcycles over because it was so windy, telling them to get off the road.
Oh man, that's nice. Well,
Yeah, I ain't never seen that before.
yeah. That would be some shit to get blown over.
Yeah,
Yeah. Speaking
that
of speaking
that'd
of
be a
getting
bad day.
blown over, that's what happened right here. Like that injury I had back in January, I think, when I was getting ready for the Flat Rock Enduro.
Yeah.
Um, like it was the Thursday before, and we're like race day was Saturday, and I was excited, man. It was gonna be my first one. I usually ride at Flat Rock, the enduro lines. I was familiar with it. I wanted to go get some pre-runs in just to kind of see what the course was, because some of like the lines weren't open, So I just
Is
wanted to
that?
go and check, like be prepared for it,
Yeah.
Once I at least get one run in. So I went with my friend James, the guy I ride with, and um, we went down we like kind of sessioned some of the lines or what have you, and then we went to that one, which was it's called All the Way Down, and for those of you guys that wrote it have written at Flat Rock Ranch, it's badass. You should go. It's a working ranch, so they got cows and like sheep and stuff.
Do you have to dodge the cows and the sheep on the trail?
Sometimes.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
most of the time they get moved around for obviously like for like food and everything like around the ranch.
Hmm.
So they're not always in the same places, but you will come across cow shit on the trails. I mean, but it's not a I don't know. It's not like I don't know why human shit's worse, but it is. I don't know because maybe cows eat fucking grass all day.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I
It
don't
don't
know. We
smell
got
that
to.
bad either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, as bad as you would might think, but yeah, get off the cow poop.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I was all going down like, yeah, I was all grading in my head like, yeah,
Mm.
doesn't smell that bad. Anyways, so um, what were we just talking about?
You was talking about the downhill trail and the livestock that be on the
Oh
ranch.
yeah. So yeah, there'll be like cow shit and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal. Like I don't know, I've gotten like some on my face, like when I'm riding, it kicks it up. So I recommend if you're gonna ride well anywhere really, you have a mud guard on your fork, just because I've had debris pop up and like hit me in the eye, and like when that happens, you can't see, so like you can't see, and then you're SOL.
Yeah, yeah,
Get out of luck.
yeah. When you ride, do you wear glasses or like sunglasses or anything? Goggles.
So when hold on, hold on. Hey,
So we still here, and we're still working on Embrace the Suck Part Two. So if you guys listening to the podcast, I might throw in a sonnet here or there, depending on the topics what we're talking about. Or we might come up with an idea or a topic here in a little bit.
so sorry about that. I heard like something like slam hard, um, but it's because we have the windows open right now.
Oh,
So like when you slam the door, when the AC's on, all the windows are closed. The door closes differently than when
yeah.
it's not open. So you forget and you slam the door. It's like boom. It sounds like you're upset, but it sounded like something fell. But that going in a long explanation of what the hell the noise was, but it was a
It
door
was a
slamming.
door.
So yeah, I wear glasses more so now because I've gotten like scraped in the eye with like branches. You know what I mean? When you're riding, you'll just get like
Yeah,
scraped because there's branches in the trails. I don't know. They just
Yeah.
grow out and get you sometimes. But so I've been wearing them more and more, especially like the last time I went to Flat Rock. I had like I think I got cow shit in my eye. Is what happened.
Mm.
I wasn't wearing glasses that day. And look at that, we're back on cow shit somehow. But
Hey,
anyway, so that's just riding in Texas. That's like, that's they probably put that on the brochure. You know what I mean? Some
yeah.
people might want that experience.
Some
People
people
from
like
like
that.
some people from the city. Just like, what? Could you use some cow shit on my face right now? You know what I mean? It
Can't
just
get this in the city. This is why I
yeah, you
love
know what I
Texas.
mean. I love the
Yeah.
experience. But nah, just joking. But no, it's just that's just part of it. You know what I mean? It's the part of the
Yeah.
elements. But and I don't mind it at all. But anyways, so yes, I'm starting to wear glasses more and more now. Um, or if sometimes like I wear my goggles, and but I look like a spaceman, but it's whatever.
You're a protected spaceman though,
I
so hey,
am.
you know what I'm
So
saying? So there's nothing wrong with that.
no, man. So anyways, I'll probably start wearing my goggles or glasses. Actually, I borrowed some glasses from my friend James, and that's what I've been using. Um, because they're like the yellow tint. That's another thing you gotta think about is when like where you're riding it, like the the type of lenses you get,
Yeah.
because not only you have to worry about your glasses fogging, so that's an issue. You start sweating, your glasses start fogging.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you got to find something that either you can put on the lens or they're anti-fog lenses. So then you start getting into the price of your glasses. You know what I mean? So, but if you wear goggles, and if you have a pair of goggles, I mean, you can wear those, and it'd be just fine. You can wear them over your helmet in the front, and like you said, what'd you say? I'm a protected what? Spaceman.
Yeah, you're a protected spaceman in your
That's
spacesuit.
right. Safety first, then
Yep.
teamwork. But anywho, so yeah, I'm starting to wear them more and more now. I like
Well,
today I wear my sun like regular just cheapo pair of sunglasses. It's pretty
yeah,
sunny out.
I was pricing some today, and they have some specifically for cycling, like the right after it rains, that gloss from the sun.
Hmm.
Sometimes, yeah, and it was a like a red tint. I've never seen any glass. I've seen the yellow ones, but this was like a red UV tint. They were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't quite ready to spend $190 on them.
No, no, I
Not
wouldn't.
yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
The reason I won't spend that much money because I have spent probably not 190. Well, yeah, because I bought some the when I used to go fishing a lot in Florida when I was stationed there. Um, I bought some Costa de Mar or whatever it's called. But it's like a fishing. It's I don't know. It's a fishing sunglass or whatever. But anyways, they were like polarized and all this. But they were badass glasses. I think like a week after
Mhm.
having them, like I was at a function at work, and then I was leaving, and I they fell off my head, and I ran over them. I backed up over them. They fell out of my head on the way to the car because I had them on my hat. My
Ah,
hat. So that's what
yeah.
I usually do. I put them on my cap or whatever, my sunglasses. But yeah, so I've done a lot of stuff like that, and um, the glasses that I had in the military that I had for a while, those just got lost. You know what I mean? Like on the trail, they like fell out because they were fogging up, and I put them in on my pocket or whatever, and they just fell out, and that sucked. Because I had some like a little bit sentimental value because I was wearing those on deployment, and for some reason, like that was what I
You break
mean. I had what's that?
you broke up for a second. You broke up for a second. Like
Oh, okay.
pause.
Well, oh, am I on pause now?
No, I'm
Are
going.
you?
I'm just trying to figure something out.
Oh, okay. So
Should
yeah, I had some
be good.
sunglasses or whatever, and I had on deployment, and I deployed with those sunglasses like I don't know, like 3 or 4 deployments or whatever. And for some reason, I had like it's weird, like how you had like when you grow attached to things in the sense of like because it's an inanimate object, right? Your sunglasses. You know what I mean? So But to grow an attachment with it, but it's just associated with deployments. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
because it was part of you. And so, anyways, long story short, I lost them. So I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like I was pretty upset about it. But that was my fault. You know what I mean? I lost them, so whatever.
Happens.
Yeah, moving on. Um,
Yeah, it happens.
but so yeah, I don't want to spend that much money because I know me, and I know that I will lose them, break them, or something. So
I'm in
yeah.
that same boat. I used to buy expensive glasses like 250 piece, 200. I think the most expensive pair of sunglasses I bought was maybe about $500.
Damn.
Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I still got them though. The $500 pair, I still got those, but
Maybe you should
I
wear them
don't even.
next time. I've
I
never
don't
seen a
even
500
wear them.
pair. Huh?
They're pretty cool. I have them on next time. They're pretty cool. They were in the
Nice.
James. They was in Spectra in the James Bond movie.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, I bought them in Milan. Felt like a real cool guy when I got those. But proper protective gear though. Gotta have glasses. That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about getting some for riding. Even though I'm not really on the trails yet, but just riding and something can pop in your eye and then you can't close and
Yeah. Well, not just that. Like, I mean, you're in the sun, the UV rays and stuff like that. Like, you know, the sun is real. You know what I mean? That shit would
it
jack you
ain't
up.
going nowhere. It ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere.
That shit's just getting hotter and hotter. So, you
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
closer, closer.
And closer and closer, or depending on how you're looking at it. Or
Yeah.
if you're on the sun, well, what is it? The universe is expanding, but then it started saying it's slowing down now. So
Mm.
that at one
I
time I
heard
was a believer,
somewhere. I heard
huh?
that somewhere. I said I heard that somewhere.
That it's coming
Uh,
closer.
yeah, and then how like it's pretty much like the ozone layer has like kind of rebuilt itself, kind of like healed itself.
Oh, but so there's a guy I follow on YouTube. His name's Suspicious Observer. He does like space weather. I don't know if I talked about this on. Have I talked about this with you?
No, that's the first time I heard of it.
So one of the things that I started like following for some reason, it just always interests me was like, I was always interested in like, I guess astronomy or astrology, not astrology, astronomy, in the sense of just like a curiosity standpoint. So I
Mhm.
kind of started following stuff like Neil deGrasse Tyson and like just various like people like listening to their talks and talking about like string theory and like alternate realities or what have you, just all these different ideas. So that, anyway, so Suspicious Observer, he literally like, he has a weather report for the sun every day, talking
Really?
about solar flares, talking about um, the grand minimum, which was like the halfway point between like the ice ages. So they've been tracking all that stuff. They've been tracking like Earth. So like the sun has impacts like the earth in the from the sense of like volcanoes. So like when the sun is getting active or what have you, it impacts our earth in the form of volcanoes, earthquakes, what have you, like that. So
Mm.
the idea of everything connected, that's just one small part of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. What
But
was the name of it? I'm gonna check it out because I like
yeah,
good
Suspicious
information.
Observer. Yeah, he has one, and he does it every morning, like at 6 in the morning. He also has some other stuff on there that's freaking bananas, dude. Like in the sense of he knows his shit. He's just giving
Yeah.
information. That's pretty much all he's doing. He's giving it how it is, and then like you make the decision, kind of. You know what I mean? In the
Hmm.
sense of like you can. He cites all the like the articles of like the journal, medical, not medical journals, science journals or what have you. Tracks all that stuff, cites all that stuff. It's good information, and so yeah. What was I going with that? Anyway, yeah. So sunglasses. I don't know. We went down this another rabbit hole, dude.
Because the sun and UV rays and
Oh,
the
you said
spaceman moon
you
to
said so you said the Earth that we're getting closer, right?
no,
The sun and the Earth.
I said yeah, yeah, the Earth getting closer to the sun.
No, it's just the sun's getting hotter. Like pretty much
Oh,
that's like what it sounds like. And then So they talk about like also on there like the solar flare, like how it's pretty much like an equivalent to like an EMP, so electric magnetic pulse. So it will like fry like circuitry. So it could put us like in another dark age. So he
Man,
tracks all that stuff, and it's just good to be aware. And you could just laugh at it or take it for whatever.
take
It's
heed
just good
and take
information.
notes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just good information. You know what I mean? And that's why I kind of, and I'm not talking about with this like latest pandemic or nothing, but in the general idea of like our society, like how everyone is so like on just in these different understandings of threats or their world, like the things they choose to fight over,
Yeah.
and but we don't. If we don't have the information to know like how like the our solar system impacts us or our sun impacts us, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like it gives you a different perspective. I think, and I don't think, but there was an astronaut that said like when like you go to space, you look back at Earth, it gives you like this feeling of overwhelmed, like everything just kind of falls by the side, like the emotion of just seeing how small it is in the vast, our solar system universe.
I can only imagine. I mean, like, just to be up there and then you see, oh man, that's just not my state. That's my planet down there.
Yeah,
That would be kind of mind blowing.
yeah, yeah. So from that standpoint, I was going somewhere with that. So from that standpoint, like I don't know, it's just like we need to like focus on other things. You know what I mean? Like as a people, because we need to prepare for something. Like you know what I mean? It's just like yeah, like with this pandemic and stuff. But we just need to. I'm hoping that's what happened with a lot of people is to try to. It broke them out of that bubble of like
The norm.
the mundane going to work, 9 to 5 or wherever you work, military or what have you, 24/7, and that drum, it's part of the machine, the big machine in the general sense.
Yeah.
And then when that stops, it's just kind of like, oh shit,
What you gonna do now?
yeah, like
Yeah.
what are we gonna do now? So from that standpoint, I'm hoping that like as a global people, we kind of refocus and start changing the way we kind of move forward. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of just
Evolving. We're all evolving. We gotta evolve now.
yeah, and that's what I was telling my wife. I was like, and this is when it all started. I was like, I wonder if this is going to be the new Renaissance, like the new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That or it's or the new, you know what I mean? That like there's going to be a period of time where it changes the mindset of people and we start kind of building but like in a different direction, you know what I mean? It's just kind of
Absolutely.
like
This is changing the, like you said, everything stopped. So this is changing everybody's lifestyle. This is changing the world right now. So this we're gonna look back, but like, yeah, I remember when the world changed when we used to do this. And in 2020 is that's
right. So
everything changed, or that was a start.
you're coming in broken.
You hear me better?
Yeah, you can you start like you stopped at it stops and then everything keeps going or the change, you know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
you
like
started cutting out.
I was saying, like this is our renaissance. This is the time where we're gonna look back and be like, man, this is when life changed and a new way of life was, being introduced to us. Like we're trying to
Right.
figure it out now.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a positive change, man. I really hope it is. And then if you're looking at it in a microcosm, or we kind of talked about both of our, immediate societies, like you're in Kansas City and I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, and if you just look at like the biking aspect of it, how you talked about over there in Kansas or in Kansas City at least all the mountain bikes or all the bikes are gone. No, the mountain bikes, but all the bikes are
Yeah.
gone. You know,
Yeah.
same thing here. I'm calling around, and it's like, and even the bike shop I go to all the time. Shout out to Crossroad Bikes.
Shout out
Off,
What up, Crossroad Bikes?
you know what I mean? Like they're. I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, because but they're slammed right now. You know what I mean? Like people bringing in. I think we talked about this last time. People bringing in bikes from the garage or whatever, and getting
Trying to get them
outside and
fixed
like,
right.
yeah, just
Yeah.
getting a different way of life. You know, a different lifestyle. It's not even like yeah. It's pretty much it's because when you name it a lifestyle, it kind of makes it into like a something different. But if you just kind of are there and start making those changes, then it just is what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's just part of
it's
your
just
life.
right. So it's like it's part of the routine, part of the, you know what I mean? It's but in a positive way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like riding around on a day like today when I had to do my little running around. You see bikes all in the back of, on the back of cars with little bike racks.
yeah,
And I guess now because I ride, I see more bike,
that's what I was
but it's just,
thinking. I
yeah, it's
was
just
like
like,
maybe
man,
because when I first started seeing it, I was like maybe it's just because like it's like when you get a car
you see
and
the
like and
same
then
car.
you see the same car like right away. You're like, man, I never saw this car before, but now I'm seeing it. You know, it's just kind of in your head. But for
Yeah.
that same mindset, that's what I was thinking. Like, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like. But fast forward, we're talking about it now, and the bike stores are all like out or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's. I just hope it's not like like when I used to. I don't want to say I was a muscle head or nothing, but like I was always in the gym. Like I wasn't a bro, but I just like to work out. I was trying to get to a certain what I should be at by based off of whatever.
Trying to take people to the gun show all the time.
The gun show. Suns out, guns out. No, but oh yeah. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd be working out or whatever, like, and then like you're at the gym like all the time or what have you. So you kind of get to know the regulars or what have you, and whatever time frame you're there. And then like the first of the year comes around, you know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna make a change, you know what I mean? And
That's when the gyms are flooded.
the gyms are flooded. It's this new like almost I don't want to say like a fad, but it's just like a new thing, and I hope it sticks because that's just gonna put a demand on the trail system, and then it's gonna eventually make our local municipalities kind of like look at it and then create more trail systems. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
They're
just
actually
like
they're
the
actually
roads.
creating one here. They're creating a new one here alongside the highway. I'm pretty excited about that one.
I think a lot of people or a lot of municipalities are taking like a page out of. I mean, I don't know if Bentonville, Arkansas, is the first one is to do it because there are other mountain biking communities, and maybe they just saw that and brought that there. But I think that's kind of more of the more recent popular one, and some mountain biking organizations like there's one here called Storm. I'm pretty sure they pitched that idea to the city as like, hey, because San Antonio, at least this city, is tourism based. That's their main income. That's kind of that's how they make money, for the city.
Mhm.
And so if you think of it from that aspect, like, and you apply the same template from Bentonville, Arkansas, where one of the Walmart sons put like, I don't know how many millions of dollars, like 100 million or whatever, millions of dollars in the trail systems there. It's all free, like to use. You don't have to pay anything. You just ride all day. It's all around Bentonville, Arkansas, which is where the first Walmart was built. But it's pretty much just like if you zoom out, it'd be like like if you're looking at it, like you cut it, it's like a trail, just a big trail system, like we look like ants, pretty much. You know what I mean? Kind of carving through the.
Mhm. Like a subway trail or something.
Yeah,
Subway map.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, but it's well maintained. They got a little bit of everything for everyone there, and I enjoy going. It's like about 10-hour drive from here. Damn, we should talk about meeting up there or something. Once
That's
we,
probably that's probably like maybe 5 hours for me. Maybe.
yeah, just
Give
get
or
a
take. Give or take.
Airbnb together. You know.
Yeah. And go camping.
Go camping. Do s'mores on the lawn. Anyways, moving on. So they put a demand on the trail system in a positive way. You know, they put more money into the trail system.
Hello.
Did you get cut out?
Yeah. I can hear you, but there we go.
Okay. But initially we were talking about something else, and then we got sidetracked into. Oh yeah. But so I'm pretty sure a lot of cities are starting to take that idea and implement it to their future plan, like their 10 or 20-year plan, where they want the city to be their vision, if you will. Because if you think about it, I mean, it's kind of almost a win-win for like, well, depending on your perspective, but it's a win-win in the sense of like getting people like your local city healthier by providing an infrastructure, which they've already started doing. There's a lot of paved trail systems that go through like the San Antonio missions, which is pretty cool, and I want to do. I've been to one of the missions on the south side of San Antonio, and they're pretty cool, man. Like they restore them and stuff, and it's just part of history, you know, the Spanish missions that were here in early 19th century or 18th century. Anyways, but so you could ride the bikes along with the family or whoever and stop, look at the you know, the missions, and then
the
keep
history
going. And they go all the way into the city, and I think you can like reconnect on the other side of the city, and go to like Brackenridge Park where the zoo's at, and like I don't know, like a trains, like a little kid train system.
Trolley? Like a trolley?
Yeah, trolley. Yeah, what is this? Kid train system. Just I said that I imagine like a little kid like driving the train. You know, just like a bunch of kids
with his little hat on.
Yeah, get all crazy over there. They're putting the infrastructure, but in the sense of kind of like growing out. And like I said, I really hope that it sticks with a lot of families and they kind of start getting outside, because that's just going to create a change for the positive. I feel, just because when you get outside, you kind of start interacting with nature, or just you see it from a different perspective, and it actually makes sense to you, and it's not just through a TV, like some type of media device.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, because we were getting, I mean, we still are, you know, we're getting so dependent upon our phones and playing video games and the computer. Like this, you know, it's good to get outside of the house and, you know, not be contained within the walls. Yeah,
I always tell my kids, like, it's a balance, really. I mean, I try to use that, keep that in my head a lot, just to try to keep my balance as far as like enough. Like, I don't get like too inundated with mountain biking, and I don't get too inundated with YouTube or like, you know, inundated with anything. I just try to do a little bit of everything. Like today, I was playing my ukulele outside. I went outside I was just playing it. I wasn't like, I don't know, because I would sit in the back, but there's more mosquitoes back there, and I can't sit in the garage because mosquitoes just they just see me in there and they just attack me, you know, because they feel like I can't go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Put some Vicks on your ankles and on your wrists and then like the back of your ears, just a little bit of Vicks.
A little bit of Vicks. My nose is gonna be running all the time.
No, but somehow, some way, it's a deterrent for those mosquitoes.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna go load up on some Vicks.
Yeah, I use it when I go fishing.
Yeah, so I want to start fishing again. I want to get back to fishing. My favorite. What's your favorite kind of fishing?
Just out of a boat, river, not river, small lakes. So like, I've never fished in a river or on the ocean.
So like, was it freshwater? Like, so bass?
Yeah, catfish, walleye, crappie, bluegill, stuff like that.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah,
I like all kinds of fishing. I got rods in the garage too, man. I'm gonna try. I do too. I need to go. I'll take Lotus with me, and we'll go. Yeah, I'll be badass. Should scare all the damn fish away though. Should scare all the fish away.
I doubt it.
No, she likes to jump in the water. Like she hated it at first, but now she likes to jump in the water.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So maybe I'll still take her and go out there, and then when she calms down, and I'll move somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
she'll tire herself out unless there's other fishermen. They're like, you fucking asshole, you damn dog over here scaring all the fish. Man, I even used to go fishing when I was little, man. I couldn't like breathe because like my Theo did. Oh my god, he's like, you scared all the fish. And I was like, holy shit, like you just scared all the fish right now by screaming at me.
Shut up.
Shut up. But that's the way it was, man. That's the way like the adults were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna scare the fish. You know. I know you do scare them, but like now that I know like a little bit more about fishing, like they can see your shadows and like if it's like a clear day, it's less likely you'll catch fish. Because fish like to hide in the shadows. So unless you're fishing off a boat, like you're talking about, into the underneath the docks or anything like that, then you'll catch them. But if it's a cloudy day, it's better to go fishing because there's more cloud cover, so they're more willingly to swim about.
Yeah, we're like right before it rains and like right after it rains too. That's a real good time if you can kind of gauge when it's gonna rain.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, I need to start fishing again.
Yeah, I bought my.
I'm gonna try to do that next week. I'm gonna take my stuff out. Not right now.
Yeah, take it out, get it right. Do what's it? Inventory. See what you got. See what you need.
Yeah, I'll go through it. I'll probably like set up everything because I think I don't know if I took all the hooks off or not. But I used to go fishing a lot. Like I went fishing in France once. That was cool, dude.
I bet that would be pretty cool.
But it was weird. And I say it's weird because it was like a fish pond. So, like, get this, dude. So, it was in Bitch, France. Or Bichet, France. Biche. I'm not French. And if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize to French listeners out there. If we have any, we will one day. But, you know what I mean? So, I went out there and I was hungover. So, I was starting the day out a little crooked, and I went out there. I was one of my German friends, or my landlord. We hung out with them and their kids, and we used to go fishing. And we would drink the night before, then we'd go fishing the next day. And they were laughing at me because I'm all like, whatever. But we got there late because I showed up a little bit late, I believe. I don't know. You gotta check that story. I'm gonna try to contact my friend. Anyways, so we got there, what have you, and we went but we were there a little bit late. So all the friends, like everyone that was their fishing spot, they were there already. So they had all the spots. And if you picture like a big rectangle or a big like swimming pool, like a really big one.
Yeah.
It's probably like a quarter of an acre big, maybe a little bit bigger than that, to kind of give you a visual. And they had these, it wasn't like our traditional fishing rods. They like where it has a reel and everything, where it had like a small reel on it. But it was like, if you picture like a bamboo stick, like maybe like a 14, 15 foot one, or like just anything at that length with like a reel, but it wasn't a lot of line. So it was like they were just holding it over the water. And then
pulling it up,
and they would they would pull it in. Yeah, they would just pull it in. Like I don't know if they would. Yeah, they would kind of like a pole vault, but backwards, pull it back, and that's how they would catch their fish. But
what kind of fish was in there,
dude? They had trout, they had rainbow trout, and they had carp in there, of course. I mean, to clean up all the stuff on the bottom. And that's what I was trying to catch because I got there late. I was like, I'm just going to catch a damn carp. I'm just going to stand right here. Well, I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, they have different fish. And, but yeah, let me just get to the part. So I was in this like corner where actually, so if you picture like a PVC pipe coming from another part of this, like this, I don't know, place, this fishing place or what have you, it's like somebody's land. And if you just picture like another reservoir, and then they would pour fish into this big conduit, and they would do it like I don't know how many times during the day, but they would put it through this big conduit, and they would just slide. It was like a slide for them. They're like, yeah, just going down, and they would like just fall like kerplunk into this pool or this like small lake, man-made like little pond or whatever. And so that's where I was at. I was like, I'm just gonna be right here, like in this corner. Nobody was there. Nobody was fishing there. I just see carp. So I'm just like with my bass. I had like a pen. I don't remember the model. I'm not gonna try to bullshit you. I don't remember the damn model. But I mean, it's a decent.
I bought a pole today. I don't even know the model.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the poles. I mean, you're not gonna really catch anything that's gonna break them. They're making them some good now. You're not really gonna catch anything that's gonna break them.
No, there's a line to break first before we break the pole.
Right. So it's just that's usually what I do. I would go like a decent like pole and then throw like I'll go to on base and get like the reels because they're on clearance there because they just don't sell that many there. So nope. And then I would put it on I would put on my pole. But what were we going with that? Oh yeah. So I'm in this like it's like a bat like maybe like a 6-7 foot pole with just like a bass reel and nothing like I probably had like 10-pound test on there. No, that's too much. Maybe like 6-pound on there, 6 to 8. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have a time machine to go back and see what line I have on there.
Not yet. We can put one together here.
Not yet. Which I do feel like your mind is a time machine. I mean, if you didn't like lock out certain parts of your memory, and if you can actually like learn how to focus on those memories, you can pretty much relive those moments through practice. You know what I mean? Meditation. So I mean, it's not the reality that we understand. Like freaking what was his name? I was gonna say Jamie Foxx. What's his name? Michael J. Fox. And Back to the Future. Dating myself here.
Dating yourself.
Which actually I just saw that last night. I started watching it. It was Back to the Future 2. But anyways, what were we talking about?
You fishing in a good spot.
Yeah, so I'm in the corner of this thinking I'm gonna catch like a carp because I can see them just like flopping around or whatever, and I'm just throwing it right where they're at. And before you know it, dude, I catch them. I was like, "Damn, dude, I caught a carp!" So immediately, everyone looks at me because I'm the American, because I just dress different. I walk different. They just know.
You can't help it.
You can't help it, man. So sorry, so you can't help it, man. So they look at me and I'm like fighting this thing. And I'm like, this is a big ass carp, right? I'm fighting this thing, man. I'm trying to pull this thing in and I'm like, what? Am I gonna get in trouble? Because there's different laws over there. Like, is it okay to catch the carp? Like, I don't know if they like saw it differently in their culture. It was revered. I don't know. So I didn't know, and that was kind of going through my mind. And I was like, shit, I hope I don't get in trouble. Just because in the military, like anything's like an international incident. You piss off a village, they're sending your ass back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I pulled it in, and then my German. It wasn't a carp. It was like this. Like I wish I could find the picture right now. I probably could. Anyways, it was like I don't know, maybe 24 inches in length. And
that's a pretty big fish.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a big fish, and it was under 10 pounds, but it was definitely like at least 6, because we got some good steaks out of that damn thing when we grilled it up. Cause it was like a trout. He said it was a trout salmon hybrid fish. And he said that if you were to buy that there, it was like 60 euro per pound or something.
What?
And whatever you catch there, you could keep as long as you pay the fee, which I did. It was like 6 euro or something. I don't know what it was. But I caught this fish because all the French people were pulling in these, like, they were like maybe 12 inches or so, or maybe like 6 to 8 inches around there. And the American in the fucking corner with his American rod, you know what I mean? catching their prize fish, like because that's the fish they were going after is what I was told.
Yeah.
And because it's so good, and it was really good, man. I smoked it on the grill, and we were full on fish, dude. We had like fillets left over.
That's what's up.
But, yeah, dude, but it was really good.
Did they move over there closer towards you after you caught that one?
What's that?
Did they move over there closer to you after you caught that one?
I don't know. We got out of there. Just even killing the fish was like different, dude, because you had to like humanely kill it, which is like I understand the concept of it, but at the same time, I don't know. But anyways, you had to go to this station, and then there was like I think there was somebody watching you, or like nearby or whatever. And you had to get like a little bat and hit him over the head, like until he died. And sorry, Peter, folks, if you're listening, but yeah, like so he had to die. And I wasn't like I didn't want to seem like too aggressive because I didn't want like the French. You know what I mean? I was just aware of how they might perceive me because you kind of have that, like in the military, they kind of ingrain that in you, like make sure you are professional, you act the part, like don't, you know what I mean, it's just kind of like don't stick out, so you're kind of in this like little membrane you can't really like move out of, you know what I mean, so you're aware about these things and
trying to be the best ambassador that you can be,
right. And I'm not saying like I was the best person, but that's what was going through my head at that moment. So I'm like hitting it right, like just like not even hard. Like I hit it, like I thought like it was pretty good, but it wasn't like too hard. And then my German friend with his accent, he was like, "Harder," dude. I started laughing. So I finally hit it, killed it, whatever. Like and then we took it home, ate it. But it was a really good fish. But long story short, which actually long story long.
Long story long, you about to go fishing. You about to get back into fishing.
Yeah, man, I want to get back into fishing. I want to do that, and I want to start golfing again. I never pictured you as a golfer. That's from a movie. But, just kind of throw it in just to kind of keep that balance as I was talking about. Because those things I enjoy doing when I did them,
Same here.
Yeah, so I want to kind of put those things back in my life, you know what I mean? And just to enjoy life a little bit more, you know what I mean? Just by putting those things in, making the time for them and what have you. And if we've been on this journey for like, I mean, that's, what kind of statement is that, being on this journey? Because you would have to account for everything in your life, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, just, I say more consciously aware of it, of just the idea of like, it's our responsibility to make ourselves happy. We don't depend on one another to make ourselves happy. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, so it's like one thing to be aware, like not aware in the sense of awareness, but it's one thing to understand the concept of that, and it's another thing to apply it. Yeah. So we've been in that process since we realized it for like, I don't know, some time now, and we still work at it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you start falling back into those habits, those conscious habits. But for the grand scheme of things, like she's in school right now, getting her degree in Chinese medicine, which I benefit from hugely, and then it's something she enjoys. She makes time for herself to do what she needs to do. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. It's a good flow right now. It's been a good flow for some time, and yeah, man, it's just I don't know. So part of those things, bringing those things back, like because I love mountain biking, dude. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, when you're kind of doing this, you know what I mean? Like, again, I enjoy doing this, but when you're doing this and then you're riding and then you're like posting on social media, it can get taxing, like mentally taxing.
Mentally and time taxing. Like all the editing that you're doing and all that stuff. It adds up in time. And mentally, like you said.
And that's one of the things that's why I don't create like a lot of content. Like I try to put like good amount of time in one particular video and then push it out. You know what I mean? I try not to get into like the weekly thing because it's going to burn me out, man. And I started realizing that early on. I've been doing it for about a year. I got like an email from YouTube like, congratulations, 1 year. and it's just crazy. But at the same time, it's just like it was just part of my, being part of your life is just like I'm just doing it. And at the time, I didn't know I was doing it, but now I know why I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And it's a different mindset now, because now you have direction, and now when you have an understanding of what you want to do, you don't have to worry about, hey, like, oh my God, I don't have enough subscribers yet. I don't have enough followers yet. I don't have enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not the motivation. That's not the driving force.
Exactly. So when that's not the driving force, then it it doesn't, like, it's not as taxing as it can be for some people that kind of just buy into it and just kind of like, I'm going all in, and if they don't start seeing the result, they kind of get discouraged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would assume. I don't know, but
I could see that though, because that's for some, that is the motivation, just to get a lot of viewers, a lot of hits,
right,
and a lot of followers. But that's not this motivation. That's not that's not what you created this for.
Yeah, man. So so the newest idea, I guess, more so, but yeah, man, going back, keeping it balanced. But yeah, dude, but don't get me wrong, the past 2 years I've been doing primarily like mountain biking stuff, and because it brought me a lot of joy, it kind of started bringing me back to the idea of, like, being reconnected with everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I say that a lot, dude. You know what I mean?
What?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But,
all right, so I'm gonna need for you to give me a topic that I could have for next episode. I'm gonna make another sonnet.
Okay.
You give me the topic, and then I'll flow from there.
When I give you the topic, and then we're gonna get back to my cousin.
Bet that.
Because so that way we can.
We don't even know if the bike. Yeah, the listeners don't even know if the bikes are completed.
Yeah, so we'll finish that up. So the topic for next time will be. Let me think about that.
Okay.
Let me think. Let me chew on that while we're talking about my cousin, because I can't. It's like right on the spot. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
And now I'm just wasting time. And people are on, like, listening, like, just fucking say something already. I ain't trying to listen.
All good.
You're breathing. I don't know, I mean, unless they're into that thing, breathing.
Some people are. Some people like that. Heavy breathing fetishes.
Hey,
I'm not one of
that. That would be like a weird, like, talk line, right? Like, wait, like, if that was like a special thing, you know what I mean? You remember back in the day, they had those like 1-900 numbers.
What do you mean back in the day? I seen one ad last night. They still got it. Live links.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess I don't see them because I don't have cable. So
I saw it. It was actually in Canada. I got a Fire Stick, but they got it in Canada still.
Oh, cool. I guess. I mean, I don't know. But going back to the breathing thing, that would just be just breathe really hard. Like, what? But somebody would do it. Somebody would do it. But because they don't care. I mean, they're on the other line. They're probably like laughing at them, or vice versa. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're whatever. We're going something. Yeah, might be into something. I guess heavy breathing. I guess. But yeah, so my cousin, he ended up texting me a picture of not the bike he initially sent me, which was a Schwinn. He went to another store and bought a Ozone bike, which, I mean, it's a pretty good bike. It's a good starter bike. And so it's Ozone, and it's a hardtail. It's 21 speed, and it's got like the rotating shifters. If you guys could see it, like, that are listening, like, I'm doing this thing, it looks dumb. It looks like, I don't know,
like you're rolling, like the roller gears, I guess, on top of the handlebar.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm like, it looks like I'm doing like those forearm exercises, But anyways, talking about damn motions on the damn.
They can pick up what you're putting down. You was talking about the gears, how to.
Oh yeah. So he had the rolling shifters. I've never ridden a bike with those. I mean, they're ergonomically sound. You just kind of your hands are already there, so they're at your thumb and your index. You just shift right or left, and it's just a different shifter that came with that bike. And so he had that, and then he has a front fork. This is a spring fork. I believe it's 27.5 wheels. It's not a through axle. It's kind of like the bolt-on thing, but I have some like parts that I like, that I tried out and stuff, and pedals. So that's usually the first things that people upgrade when they buy like store-bought bikes is to the pedals, the grips, and because they had the slide-on grips, and those are kind of dangerous because they get really loose, and then you slide it off. You know what I mean?
That could be a
So
bad day.
yeah, and I also had another bar that I had off my Norco. Did I talk about this earlier? So
Yeah. You put his handlebar because you said he had a Velociraptor.
oh yeah, the
Yeah.
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
So
T-Rex.
so I put those bars on or whatever, and then the pedals was merged. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. And then, but yeah, so we I'm glad we took off the handlebars because I think I was talking about Seth, but there was like no grease in the headset. There was like no grease in there. It was just like metal on metal. And so when we took it off, we greased it up. So if you guys are gonna buy a store bought bike, make sure you take it to a local bike shop and have them do like a maintenance check on it. Because if you think about it, some people like at Dick's or just whatever store, not unless it's like a dedicated like bike shop, like a bike store, um, like a dealer, if you will, that sells like like the I don't know, I guess different bikes or whatever. But
More aftermarket parts.
yeah,
They're not going to do that at Walmart. They're not going to grease it.
yeah, exactly. Especially the dude's like, he's on his phone all the time and not really like doing his job, or doesn't even have the like not in the sense of the education, but he doesn't have the knowledge or the experience to work on bikes. They just kind of throw him there, like, hey, put these bikes together, follow the instructions, and the guy, some kid is like, okay, he doesn't know it needs to be greased there or whatever. So my point is, like, just do like if you're gonna buy a bike at a bike store, that's great. I just recommend that you take it to the bike shop, have them do it once over, check the headset, check the gears, make sure it's all shifting right. Make sure the wheels are trued, because one of his wheels was a little out of true. What that means is if the spokes aren't tight enough, they're supposed to be at certain tightness all the way around, and if they're not, it'll like wobble, like the wheel will wobble. So
I've never heard that vernacular. I never heard that phrase. True.
Yeah.
True?
So true. TRUE. True.
Oh, okay.
Make sure the wheel is trued. So they'll do that, and then just do like a once over and make sure he has grease and everything. You know what I mean? Just kind of make sure it's all good to go. Yeah. And because if that stuff's not in there, like if those things aren't bolted on properly, and you just trust them to bolt it on properly at the right torque specs or whatever, you're kind of asking for like it's probably you don't really know to think of these things. And this is something I've kind of just learned through watching YouTube videos and whatever, like other people's experiences. But if you don't want a tire coming off, or you don't want, your handlebars to come off because somebody didn't torque it right, especially you're just starting out riding, that's going to be a shitty experience for you.
Might not want to ride again after that. If my wheel popped off or my handlebar popped off, I don't know. Yeah. Or that might make me want to learn how to do my own maintenance and not take it nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't trust anybody anymore after that.
Right. So, yeah. Just something to think about. But we took the bars off, and then I didn't think to do it. It just happened by the result of it. And then when it happened, like, because I took the bars off, then we looked at it, and we're like, me and my cousin looked at each other like, there's supposed to be grease there. So I had some Part 2 grease. So we greased up everything, the headset, and put it on, the new bars on with the new like stem, and got all that on. And then we checked his like the wheels, and like he has mechanical brakes, so it's not the hydraulic brakes. He's got the mechanical ones on there. Which I told him, I was like, hey man, I just found because I think I lost my multi-tool, which I'm pretty pissed about. Speaking of losing stuff, but anyways, so we took it all apart and like re-greased everything, put it all back together, and torqued everything. And I was telling him that I have a set of brakes, an old set of brakes. They're like SRAM DB5s or something. they're hydraulic brakes, and so I told him, like, hey man, I can let you have these. So sometime this week we're gonna put him on his bike, just a little bit more safer for him. Maybe he's gonna be trying to do stuff, you know what I mean? And it's stuff I'm trying to get rid of because I'm not gonna do anything with it. And I just, because then you have to have space for it, and it's just kind of some things I hold on to, but like stuff like that, like the older brakes and stuff like that, like I'll give them to him, just because it's an easy upgrade for him. And then I just tell him buy new pads. That's all I'm gonna tell him to do.
Did you do that for all the other two bikes too?
No, I just did it for his.
Okay.
His wife's bike. That was an Ozone too, but it was like a full suspension bike. It was like a rear like coil shock. So it was a little bit more of a comfy ride and like than his bike because like his is just a hardtail. So that was kind of funny. I was like, "Oh man, you got her full suspension," and he's like, "Damn, I didn't even know that." Just kind of like laughing about it or whatever.
Womp womp.
But we actually, we took off her headset and greased it and everything, and rechecked everything, checked the brakes, and we noticed some things, and then so the next morning, we had talked about he wanted to surprise his family, go home, and then go out for a ride the next day. Of course, he went staying, our physical distancing or whatever, and just whatever went for a ride and. Yeah, man, it wasn't a long run. Like I didn't want, like we just stayed on the paved path here at Leon Creek Greenaway. Probably about an hour there and back, and try to get them used to the bikes. But they seem to enjoy it. I think afterwards they were gonna go to some other place nearby their house. But yeah, man, it was a good day.
That's what's up.
Then I went riding again at 1 by myself because I put that Olin's fork on, so I wanted to try to get it dialed in somehow. So I put the proper like pressure. I went riding. I would stop, I release a little bit, just kind of like back. And I ended up seeing a couple guys out there. Actually, one of them I was gonna ask him if he wanted to do this, like come on the show. He's a fellow YouTuber.
YouTube.
It's a Lone Star MTB. And yeah, I met up with him, and we just got to talking or whatever, and I was telling him about us doing this podcast or what have you. So he might stop in or join us on one of these in the near future. Because I think it would be some good. He's been a YouTuber a little bit longer than I, and his videos are a little bit more refined than I am as far as the voiceovers and all that stuff. But at the same time, like he's been in the game a little bit longer, and it'd be cool to have like a different perspective, like a different. And then we can go back and forth, all three of us, of just like the different, ins and outs of being, like the things I didn't think about and didn't really care to think about when I was starting YouTube. You know what I mean? Because I was just doing it for fun, just to put videos on and mess with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like, just I think it would be good information. Anybody's listening that thought about like, hey, I thought about doing a mountain biking YouTube channel, or whatever. What are some things I need to know? You know what I mean? Or what?
Yeah.
Just talk about those things.
Rundown.
Yeah. And just kind of the things we run into as far as like computer issues or whatever. And it's all related to mountain biking. And I think some of the content will help people that just want to put stuff on Instagram or whatever. You know what I mean? They're just lessons learned. Little shortcuts.
Little snippets, little life hacks, bike hacks, mountain bike hacks.
We could just have a bunch of badass, videographers or whatever that just everybody know. And then I'm gonna be saying like, "Oh shit," because I just got into the game. They're like, "Dude, we've been here, man. Where you been
here?"
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
indeed.
Yeah, so we went riding this morning, and they enjoyed it. They saw like the kids saw like deer and like. Because people here, they feed them. I don't know why they feed them.
I used to feed deer apples in my backyard.
Yeah, I know, but people, that's different. Like I understand, like it's not like you, but if you're
Deers
like kind of feeding deer, like well, they're feeding them corn, or like you know what I mean. They're just like throw a bunch of corn, and the deer like just hang out there. But what if like I don't know, it's like mating season, and a buck is trying to find a female, and like I don't know, you know what I mean, and like the deer are gonna like be around it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's throwing off the ecosystem because corn is man-made anyway. So I don't.
is
I
it?
didn't. It is.
I need to
It
look that
is.
up.
It
Little
is.
fun fact.
Fun fact.
But so yeah, I had a good time, man. It was really fun. Just because I haven't seen him in a long time, and I know he's been kind of doing his thing, and I know he's pretty, like I know he's been like self quarantining as well, like as much as he can and stuff like that. He doesn't really do.
From both sides.
Oh yeah, I can argue from both sides as far as like, just like the numbers and like all that stuff. Like as far as like, I've been looking, and maybe somebody could share with me, but I've been looking to find like because I read that they stopped tracking the flu deaths as well because it was like.
Yeah.
But like it was just pretty much like they stopped doing it because they didn't want the numbers to be equal to the COVID deaths, or like for the world, like for flu deaths, like in a given year. I don't know if it's that high, and this is probably like I don't know. They're gonna take it down because it's YouTube guideline says like if you say anything that the WHO is not saying, or they are saying, like if it's anything against that, then they're gonna take down your channel or suspend you or whatever.
Yeah, because it's already you can't, like, if I don't log in, I can't look at it on my on like the laptop or the computer because it says it's adult content. I guess because we say shit and fuck sometimes.
Oh, ours says.
Yeah, it's like you have to be able to log in and you say, "Are you 18 or older?" every time you try to watch it.
Kids, they always put 18 because it's just a question. I guarantee you,
Yeah.
like not all kids have integrity, and they're gonna be like, "I'm not 18. I can't see that yet." Because the
Can't
human
see that
curiosity
yet,
is
no.
gonna go push through it. A kid's gonna do like if you put that in their hand, they're gonna just like they try to test you. They're gonna try to test that phone as far as they could go.
Absolutely.
But anyways, but yeah, man.
So it was a good.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I got out riding again this afternoon, and then I cramped up, dude. My hamstring. I was drinking a lot of water too, but it was just too hot, and I literally had to stop at the end of the trailhead, and I was like at the top, at the peak. That's where my car is and everything at the trailhead I park at. And as soon as I got off the bike, because I could feel it coming. As soon as I got off the bike, it started like clenching up my hamstring, and I stood off the bike, dude, with my legs like locked out, and I'm trying to bend over, and I'm like halfway on this greenway and half off. So people are having to go around me, and I'm like just bent over, and I'm just like, go
Locked
away,
up.
go away, go away. I was having to do my breathing exercises, man. I was doing my Wim Hof to try to just make it go away, and I think it helped, dude, because I didn't have any pickle juice on me, and I didn't have any Gatorade on me. Pickle juice is, they used to give it to us when I used to run like track. Not that I was any good. I hated running track. That's a whole nother story. But we had to because we wanted to play baseball because there wasn't enough participation in track. So I did track and baseball. Anyways, but they used to give us pickle juice. They would have bananas on the sideline, in the field or wherever you're at. They had bananas and like fruits and like pickles and like the pickle juice. So now they make it a thing like where you can actually buy it and take it with you. It's called Pickle Juice. It's the name of the company, or Pickle Sport or something. I don't know what it is. But you can like not YouTube. You can Google it, and it's pretty much just like a little. In case you're cramping, you can drink one of these things, and it's the same like properties are in pickle juice. I don't know if any things are. I'd rather drink real pickle juice, if that's even a thing, But then you know what I mean. But at the same time, it's convenient. You have a little package you can take with you in your pack or whatever. And if you need it, man, you're gonna drink or eat just about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cramps are no fun. Every day when I get off work, I eat me a banana, just
Nice.
cause, just
Yeah.
cause I hate cramps.
I didn't. We didn't have any bananas. If not, I would have probably ate two of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But I did. On the way home, I stopped at Sonic, went to the drive-thru. I got me a Powerade, and with no ice, and I chugged that mother with a corn dog with mustard, because I knew the
I don't.
mustard has sodium in it.
Hmm.
So I was like, "Give me a corn dog." I don't know about the wiener, but I don't know what properties that has.
Definitely has a lot of properties, mixture of
Yeah,
properties
yeah,
in that.
but everything. It's like you're buffeting a little tight package, like it's a
Yeah.
buffet of everything.
So what new next modifications are you thinking about for your personal bike?
The last the last thing I have going on, and it's a I wish I can use a lot of this for content, like in the sense of like kind of like pictures and stuff like that. But I just kind of ordered stuff because it's things that I've needed. Like I have a set of pedals coming in right now from Chain Reaction, and they're DMR V12s, I think, or D12s, V12s. And I've read good reviews on them because my last pedals I broke the spindle on them, and I'm kind of concerned going with those pedals going forward. They were Spank Spoon Uzis, and I love the pedal, like the way it feels. It's concave, so your foot kind of just lays in the middle, and it's a little bit more. It's a wide pedal, but after like a little bit less than a year, I broke the spindle.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and luckily I broke it on a little like root, a little tree bump jump root thing I
Mm.
did, and I heard like a loud crack. I stopped. I thought something fell off my pack or something, and I looked and I moved my pedal because I've had problems with my cranks coming off before from race face affect. They like work themselves out. I've already had two sets do that to me. But anyways, and so I moved my pedal and the fucking pedal came off. I was like, oh damn.
Oh, womp
And
womp.
yeah, and if you saw where the spindle broke off, it's just like a piece of steel with like a jagged like edge. And at first when I did it, I was like, like laughing about it because it was. But if I was on a jump or a drop or something that happened, the pedal came off, that spindle would have like cut my leg, man, like viciously.
Mm.
So going forward, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try those DMR 12s. So I got that, and then my last like thing that I have for the bike. I mean, unless I get like a new rear wheel somewhere down the line,
Mhm.
is um a dropper post. I have one right now, like a dropper post. So you just picture an office chair, you push the button, and it goes down, and then you.
Mhm.
So that's for like when you're going downhill, you can get the seat out of your way, and you push the button up, and it pops up when you're climbing. So that way you can keep your weight on the rear wheel while you're climbing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Like
So
hot,
it's
like putting switches,
yeah,
switches.
exactly. So you can do like little lowrider action, like you know,
Yeah.
if you want, you know. I don't judge. But yeah, so I have one now, but the it doesn't because the Diamondback release that I have it the rear where the seat tube is it's bent, so like it's straight and then it bends like halfway down.
Mm.
And so the dropper post tube is like too long, so it won't go all the way in. So the seat can't go all the way down. So sometimes when I hit jumps or whatever, like the seat hits my leg, and I'm afraid of it catching. So I I ordered a PNW dropper post. It's like a shorter cartridge that goes in the seat tube, so that seat will drop down all the way down. So I
Okay.
got that on the way, but it's been on back order. I ordered it like a month ago. And I don't know if they were out or if this COVID stuff affected their supply
Production,
chain
maybe.
or production. So I ordered. I think it's a PNW Cascade. I think. So I ordered that, and once I have that, like I think I'm done with it. And like I said, unless I like go with another rear wheel or something,
Oh,
and
okay.
then change out tires, but. I think as far as major components, that's what I'm gonna stay with. I'm still currently running the box 9. I have the new chain come in, but we could talk about that some other time.
Okay. Next episode.
Yeah, next episode we can dive a little bit more deep on that. But that's gonna be the deep review on the video that I'm doing because it's probably overkill for the box 9 Prime 3, but it just worked out that way because of some of the stuff that I had going on with the shifter and the shifting and the B screw and all kinds of stuff. And I think it's an isolated incident. I haven't read anything on the post reviews, but that's going to be a deep dive into that. Like I wrote it like at so many places now. So I have like a good understanding of what it is, and I've been going back and forth between that and my Norco, which is an 11-speed GX, which is relatively comparable. But anyways, we can talk about this like later on in another episode. But I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. We're at about an hour and 43 minutes and counting. But I'm gonna, yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for joining us today. This is episode 6.
Appreciate y'all listen. No, Sace. More to come.
Yeah, more to come. We're probably the next one we're gonna have. I'm gonna try to have another guest on, or another person join us. I don't know about a guest, but another person join us, cause just come hang out with us. We'll talk BS, whatever. So there's a couple that I have in mind right now. I just need to reach out to them and find it, and then I'll when I release this one, I'll put. That's what I'll start doing. I'll start putting like, hey, something to look forward to. We're gonna have so and so on or whatever.
Yeah, maybe your cousin can give his review of his bike that he got.
Yeah, man. And man, we can have him on. And he's a veteran too. So
there you
go.
To come. More to come.
Stay tuned.
Y'all be safe out there.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna stop recording. Number 6, número 6.
To say it, I see the way them hips sway when you walk confidence. You was born for this. Climb mountains, why they just ride the fence? Counting, you don't got time for this. Cause seconds is money, y'all must confess it's so sexy because you know what you want. See it, appraise it, amazing. The plan